Prime Minister Narendra Modi will speak in the Lok Sabha on key aspects of the ongoing West Asia conflict at 2 p.m. today. Now, this comes a day after Prime Minister Narendra Modi chaired a high-level meeting of the Cabinet Committee on Security on Sunday to assess the rapidly evolving global situation amid escalating tensions in West Asia. And viewers, the meeting was attended by key ministers including Rajnath Singh, Amit Shah, Nirmala Sitharaman and S. Jaishankar, focused on safeguarding India's economic and strategic interest. And viewers, the government yesterday carried out a detailed assessment of the impact across sectors including energy, agriculture, fertilizers, trade and supply chains. Now viewers, to have more inputs on this, I am being joined still by my colleague Verghese Abraham from the newsroom. Now Verghese, it's a big development coming in where Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to speak today at 2 p.m. in Lok Sabha regarding the escalating situation that we are seeing today in West Asia.
Well, the escalating situation in West Asia has been a worry for the government of India as well, because on one side you see the nature of the volatility of that escalation, in fact, again, becoming a crucial factor on how the Straits of Hormuz operates. And we have seen that on certain sides, Iran has said that they would ensure that friendly ships would pass, but if there is an attack on their energy grid, they would in fact have a chokehold on the Straits of Hormuz. So this could be quite a worrying factor. We should understand that our natural gas imports, we are dependent on it coming in from Bahrain. It's almost 20% that comes, at least 40% of our crude oil also comes from the Strait of Hormuz. So the impact of it in various sectors is quite important to assess. And though we have seen reserves being released into the world market, and we are also diversifying our resources when it comes to natural gas as well as with regard to oil, we have been lapping up the ships on the sea of Russian crude oil, and also now with the Iranian crude oil being unsanctioned by the Americans to cool down oil prices. We are probably seeing those kind of measures being taken on a strategic basis to ensure that there is a steady oil supply to our refineries. But there is also the uncertainty of the war. We have a large diaspora that is there in the Gulf states. They are staying put. Most of them are still staying put in those Gulf states which are facing the war situation. And at the same time, there is a diplomatic effort that is also being carried out. We are in talks with the Arab states. The Prime Minister has in fact contacted around 27 countries in that region. He has spoken to the royal families of Bahrain, of Saudi, as well as that of Qatar. He's in touch with the UAE authorities as well, the royal families there in the Emirates. He has also been in touch with Iran, and also has been in touch with other stakeholders in that region. And therefore, our neutrality is something that has been expressed, and a diplomatic solution is what India has been in fact looking at when it comes to the situation in West Asia. But it has a direct bearing on it. As I said, we have a large diaspora there, almost 35 lakhs plus, and also at the same time we are looking at our energy security, which is something that has been affected because of this war, and therefore the impact of it is something that we are trying to mitigate. It's a crisis that's happening, so the impact of it is something that we are trying to mitigate by diversifying our sources of oil as well. We did see that Canada was ready to in fact go ahead and as an energy supplier has been talking about natural gas being given from their shores as well. So all these aspects are being looked into, but the immediate crisis that it has created has in fact been something that our economy with its resilience has been trying to ensure it mitigates. So this volatility is something that has to be addressed, and that volatility is something that the Prime Minister would be in fact speaking about with all the efforts being carried out. First, to address the domestic concerns regarding how it is impacting our economy. Second, with regard to the diaspora that is there. Third, with regard to our diplomatic efforts to ensure that there is a peaceful solution, and also to keep the Strait of Hormuz open. So these are some of the factors that the Prime Minister would be looking at. Yesterday, he had a high-level meeting with all the important ministries that would be mitigating the crisis that is there. So the aim is to mitigate the crisis and to ensure that the common man does not feel the pinch of this war. So the entire effort has been going towards it. We are looking at how much our stocks are. We are monitoring the LNG supplies. We are looking at the LPG supplies. We are also monitoring the stock of amount of crude oil that we have. Our refineries capacity has been increased to ensure that there is no fuel shortage and things go as normal. So with all these efforts in place, the mitigation of the crisis is not about just addressing the symptoms of this crisis, which is what we are facing in India, but also the larger cause that is at play in the larger West Asian game.